good to go.
All right, what's up, what's up, come on, mouth, get it motoring. What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday, September 24th, 2024 at 10:04 a.m. And this is What's Good Denver. We are a weekly celebration of culture and discovery and fun stuff to do in Denver for kids, couples, singles, and old timers. I'm Ryan Estes today with Tom, the Daily Double Donahue, and Troy Higgins is off today. You know why you're the Daily Double?
Why am I the Daily Double?
Only because I was listening to a little MF Doom earlier. And I like where he says like do 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 is the daily double, something
The
like that.
Daily Double.
I
I'll
was like,
take
oh,
it.
that's like Tom.
I like a good Daily Double.
Nice.
Some
Uh,
Jeopardy
today's
vibes.
today's feature is welcoming fall in Denver. Day trips for fall foliage, exploring the best trips from Denver to catch the most vibrant fall colors in the nearby mountains and beyond. And we were just talking about that, man. Fall is in the air.
It is. You can feel it outside when you step out there these days. I don't even think it got past 65 yesterday.
I know.
63 right now. We're going up to 78 today though. So,
Yeah, and this is the most magical time in Colorado, if you ask me. Like I know folks love the snow, go snowboarding. People love the summers, they go mountain biking. But like just the crispness in the air, the shorts and hoodie combo is just the most perfect way to live, in my opinion.
yeah, this is the best time of year weather-wise, I think. And spring a close second, but you get to see all these colors outside. I'm looking out the window right now. I see a couple trees in the Rhino Curtis Park neighborhood starting to get that golden yellow. I mean, just the start, between green and yellow, but not that vibrant color just yet down here. But I have seen some trees going pretty crazy already.
Totally, man. It's the best time to be in the woods because the all the marshes and swamps have dried up. The
Mm,
mosquitoes have all been consumed by the dragonflies. you know,
good.
it's a little crunchy. The leaves are changing. The rivers are pretty full still, so the fishing's good. I mean, it's the best.
Nice.
It's the absolute best.
It
Nice. Well,
is.
let's dive in. To follow the show, go to kitcaster.com/Denver and subscribe on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Our music is by Troy Higgins. Our sponsor is kitcaster.com. All right. So before we get going, we just got to tip our hats to the Denver Broncos getting a W. They
Mm,
look dominant. Did you watch the game, Tom?
I did not watch the game this week. Who did they play against?
They played the Bucks.
Okay.
The Bucks were 2-0, but like, yeah, man, they just look good. Old Bo Nix got his first NFL win. The defense was straps. It was awesome.
All right. Shout out to the Broncos.
Hats off to the Broncos. All right, man, let's jump into events, buddy. What do you got?
For sure. Let me see what we got right here. First thing, which is a big thing for, the dance music heads out there. We got Boiler Room coming to Denver, which for anyone who doesn't know, Boiler Room is just a classic um, event series that, puts a lot of people on. They usually film their sets and they end up on YouTube, and a lot of people have been found out through Boiler Room. Typically it's like a 360 type stage where everyone's in the mix. People can be behind the booth, do whatever. I hope that it's like that because that's the classic setup. But it's going to be at Civic Center Park, so it's going to be outside, which
Whoa.
makes it a little bit less boiler roomy. But it's going to be a big event this weekend. They actually even added a second day with new artists. But Saturday and Sunday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. both days, Civic Center Park Boiler Room series.
That's cool. So it's like a traveling party kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean I feel like they got their start in the UK, but don't quote me on that. But essentially, it's it's a DJ series where people get put on, new artists, and then also big people, and it's just classic for everyone being able to like be in the booth. It's like everyone's all around the DJ, and they just get down and dirty, and they usually film these sets and they get uploaded to YouTube, and it's what have has made a lot of people pop off. Like the Fred Again Boiler Room set really made him get absolutely huge to the point where he's selling out Ballerina. Like before that,
wow,
a
that's
lot of
crazy.
people didn't even really know about him. Um, but yeah, it's a cool, it's a classic thing in dance music. Boiler Room set. Everyone always wants to get to it. So this is the first time that I've seen them coming through Denver. Um, and yeah, they got 2 nights of it this weekend at Civic Center Park. I'm
That's
gonna be
cool.
there for the Saturday night. Sammy Vergie's the headliner that night, which is one of my favorite dudes out there right now. So
There's this one. I'm looking at this one from the Dominican Republic. It looks freaking amazing.
oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this one. There's another one in Miami. It's like dancers and everything, man. That's cool.
they got it all over the place. I mean, people get discovered through this thing, and um, yeah, they got their own website, boilerroom.tv, but on YouTube is where you can catch all the old classic Boiler Room sets. And you could see them all on this website as well. But yeah, it's always classic. It's always people in the booth dancing around. I
Yeah,
can't imagine that it's gonna be different at Civic Center Park, but it is gonna be outside, so who knows how they're gonna do it.
that's cool. It's funny. It reminds me of House Party, that old school '90s movie where the DJ and everyone's dancing around the DJ. They keep bumping the table.
That's
He's like, "You're
exactly what
bumping the
it's like.
table." He's like, "Dude, I'm helping you out."
I know, yeah. This is where you get all the classic videos of people, pressing the pause button on accident or doing something like that.
How do you
Um,
feel about that as a DJ? Do you like people looking over your shoulder,
Ooh.
ashing on your hoodie,
Oh, excuse me.
sp-
Yeah, right.
spilling their beer on your table?
Sometimes it gets annoying when people are looking deeply over your shoulder, but then if you realize the person's got the right intentions, it's usually fine. It's usually another DJ trying to see how you're doing it. If it's another DJ who's judging you, being like, "Oh, that sucks," or whatever, then that's annoying. But it's it's always gonna happen. So, but in
Yeah.
a
How, how you
scenario
feel
like
about how you
this,
feel about
they're getting close.
yeah, how you feel about requests? Somebody comes up, they need to hear a song.
If it's a good request that's like fits the vibe of the scenario and fits the type of music that like the venue plays and what the people are expecting to hear, then sure, you can throw your request in, whatever. But I'll tell you that 95% of the time it's not a good request, and it's just someone who's arrogant and has no idea what they're saying, and they're like, "Oh, I'll play this, it's gonna be great," and it's like just completely the wrong vibe. And also, people don't understand that like I don't have every song in the world on my USB stick. Like I can't just search the internet when I'm at the DJ booth at most of these places. Like if you see a DJ who doesn't have a computer, just don't even request anything, honestly, unless you're
Yeah.
so sure that they have it on their flash drive.
Yeah.
Ty- Typically around these parts, you get into some stages where it's hard for people to get to you. But I've had people like put stuff on their phone screen. They're like, "Play this, play this." It's just,
That's the boldness of booze. I need to hear my song right now.
yeah, exactly. Most of the time,
Oh,
it's not a good request, to be honest. Man. All right. Well, that is Boiler Room. And what's coming up next? I got the Colorado Tattoo Convention at the National Western Complex. I didn't know that this was going on. I've always wanted to go to one of these.
yeah.
Um, this is where you get the best artists, because everyone comes into town and they got like their mini schedule for the weekend for you to hop on. So, I've been thinking about getting a tattoo recently. I'm gonna get one soon, but I think this is a cool place to go, get some ideas, inspiration. But one sec, let me get the visuals up here. Yeah, so Ultimate Tattoo
Yeah.
Experience at the Colorado Tattoo Convention and Expo 2024. It's going to be at the National Western Complex. You're going to see some jaw-dropping tattoos, live entertainment, and artists from around the world.
Cool.
Classic tattoo convention.
Yeah, I wonder what are the new trends in tattoos right now? Is there like a hot thing?
I think there's just so much stuff going on. I can't even. I'm not the right person to ask about what the biggest trends are, but I've seen so many cool, like, as time progresses, tattoos just get cooler and cooler because the talent just keeps going exponential. I just see people
Yeah,
with
that's
really nice stuff
totally.
recently.
It's one thing that, like the social media too has just played so much into that where everyone can see what everyone's doing and it just like everything elevates in like a massive scale.
Yeah, absolutely. With the internet and everything, techniques get shared, and artists can collaborate easier. They can give each other tips and everything, and that's just how it starts. All of a sudden, everyone's a much better tattooer.
Yeah.
But that's going to be from the 27th, Friday the 27th to Sunday the 29th, 12 p.m. to 7 p.m. each day. And yeah, tattooers from all over the world. A weekend admission pass is like $60. Also, I love how all these ticketing sites now, they have to show you the fees. I think it's that new law that got passed. So the price that you see is the price including all of your fees, your tax and fees,
Cool.
which is great. And the individual day passes are about $40. So if you just want to go one day, $40, you can go every day for $60. And that is that. Tattoo convention. Hell yeah.
Nice.
And then I've talked about this place in the past for the show, but the Haunted Field of Screams is coming back. They're always out there, but hold on, let me get everyone looking at the
Nice.
energy of this place. Oh yeah. So
Spooky season, man. It's here.
yes, the Haunted Field of Screams. This is up in Thornton off of Holly Street, probably around 100 and somewhere around 110th or 108th Street. So it's not too far up there. We're talking less than a 20-minute drive from downtown to get on the highway. This place is dope.
Yeah, dude, it looks amazing.
They set up every year, and I'm pretty sure that these farmers probably make more money doing this than actually farming.
Yeah.
So during the daytime, let me find out what the name of it during the daytime is. But during the daytime, it's for the little kids. It's the pumpkin patch. They got the petting zoo, all the fall activities going on, and then once it gets dark, it turns into the adult Haunted Field of Screams. So
It's amazing.
I actually
Yeah.
haven't done the haunted corn maze yet, but I think this year's the year for me. Some of my friends have done it, and essentially, you know, for the haunted field, they have a huge, huge corn maze, and the corn maze has all these different areas within it that you end up wandering into, and then there's all actors in there, like a haunted house, and they're trying to scare you. So,
Oh man, I feel like I would hate this. I
yeah,
really do.
in
I
the
mean, watching the like hidden videos of people getting scared at haunted houses is one of my favorite things in the world. But if I got lost in that field of screams, just like over it, like, dude, stop, please stop scaring.
exactly, like, not only
Uh,
is it a corn maze where you can get lost in there, but they're gonna scare the shit out of you. So you could just get trapped in there and trapped in a nightmare, essentially.
oh,
But it's $30 per person. You got right here, and this is gonna be running through, you know, Halloween at least, and then I'm pretty sure they even go towards Thanksgiving. I mean, this is a big thing every
it's a
year.
big deal.
Starting
Yeah.
this Friday, September 27th, And then they got dates all the way through November 2nd already. Um, Now, they're typically open Friday and Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. So you can go late at night, and then open on Sundays and Thursdays 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Now,
Yeah,
let me figure out the name of
I
the
was gonna.
kids thing too, real quick.
Yeah, it says you can bring kids at your own discretion, but don't do that.
No, no,
Don't.
no. For the haunted field, don't bring the kids.
The it, you know it this is actually kind of a little known Denver fact that like Denver's always been known for like a big haunted house scene if it's a scene. But I mean, ever since I was a kid, there's always been like three or four, and they're kind of world class,
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense because like the whole horror genre basically is like a contagion. Because for whatever reason, if you get really scared, like a haunted house, or like you get freaked out or something by a movie or like a horror movie when you're a kid, then you act, whoa, what happened? Oh, cool. This just popped into the stream. That's weird. I was
What?
looking at this haunted mansion and now I'm looking at our stream. It's tripping me out. I gotta get out of here. Okay. No, but like if you get freaked out, then it's like almost your duty that you have to pass on the fear to somebody else, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So it makes sense that like they're like, yeah, bring the kids because they remember when they went to the haunted field of screams and it was terrifying. Oh,
Exactly. Now,
oh,
here, if you are not the haunting type of person, during the daytime at the same location. Also, quick to note about the Haunted Field of Screams. It's up right next to Riverdale Road. So Holly Street and Riverdale Road in Thornton. Riverdale Road is one of the most haunted roads in the country historically. So that's I used to live right up there. I used to talk about it, but essentially it's known for all this crazy stuff. I think like a house burned down there or something. But the people who live on that street, they get into it. They put all scary stuff out front by the cars and by the street and everything. So they soak it up. Anyway, Haunted Field of Screams is right on that. And then if you're not about the haunting experiences, we got Maze in the City is the daytime name of this place. So it's a different maze, and I mean it's a huge maze. Check the visuals here. This is where you get your fall pumpkin patch. Looks like we got some bouncy houses for the kids. Looks like we got some petting zoos. Oh, we got some
nice.
playgrounds, some slides. Look at this. All the kids got their flannels on. Cool pumpkin picking stuff, and literally a giant maze. I've never seen one this cool looking. But yeah, during the day, I mean, I'll tell you, I used to live up there during this season for about like 2 years, and every single day, it's so packed that they can't even park enough cars to get into this place. Like, it's absolutely insane. And their parking lot is a cornfield. Like, it's a huge parking lot. It's always packed. It must be a great place to bring the kids. They got the crazed cornfield maze, not haunted. Just so you know, not haunted. They got the they got the mini maze for mini kids. Pumpkin field, corn kernel box, which is basically a giant sandbox of corn kernels. Got the playgrounds. You got a hay bale maze. What else? Bouncy houses, corn launchers, launch corn across the field with air-powered launcher cannons, sand art, barrel train, face paint, petting zoo. I mean, the pony rides.
They got everything, man.
Yeah, they got everything you could want for a day of fall fun with the family. And then you know what? Have mom take the kids home, or have dad take the kids home. Have grandma take the kids home, and then stay once the sun goes down. And then you're gonna hit the Haunted Field of Screams. Wow. And also, I just clicked on the pumpkins page. The sheer selection of pumpkins that they have here, your classic jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, your specialty aesthetic looking pumpkins, the little weird looking ones that people want to put on their countertop, Big
Yeah.
Mac and extra large white pumpkins, mini pumpkins, gourds, Indian corn, corn stalks, and straw bales, pumpkin carving kits. I mean, I'm telling you, this is a place to be. Now, they actually for Maze in the City, they started, it looks like, on Saturday and Sunday this week. Now, or this past weekend, and this week they're going to be open Saturday and Sunday. Then next week, starting on the 4th, a lot more of the attractions are going to open, and got Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the next 2 weeks. Then they go Thursday through Sunday. Then they're going to do, leading up to Halloween, they're open all week. Okay, so I mean, this place is like, I'm telling you, they must be doing something right, because it's so packed. It's absolutely insane. Attractions cost $0 to $14 per person, so I think it's free to get in, and then you pay for whatever you want to do in there. Yeah, that's what it is. So,
Dude, amazing.
big fall time energy up there in Thornton, Colorado.
Yeah, man, I think I've been up there before, and they like the pumpkin patch is so picked over that they just, once everyone takes the pumpkins, they take other pumpkins and put them in the pumpkin patch next to the vines, which I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
no, definitely, yeah. And they even set up, like, you don't even have to get into the patch. They set up little pumpkin viewing areas for you to, pick from. So yeah, fall energy. Let's just quickly go through Red Rocks for those who just can't go without it. Tuesday tonight, Benson Boone. And then tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm upset because one of my favorites got added to this Bonobo DJ set with Barry Can't Swim, Sophia Cortese, and Yusu, plus special guest Chris Lake. Oh man, that's a big addition. They just announced that yesterday. Chris Lake is going to be there. Red Rocks, huge tech house.
Nice.
God. Thursday, Omar Apollo with Kevin Abstract. Friday, Seven Lines. They're super cool. Gigi McGree, Andrew Byer, Lucy. And then Saturday, Snow Shape Winter Fitness in the morning, 8 a.m. And then Saturday night, big, gigantic, rowdy town. They do this every year. The Floozies
Nice.
and Sun Squabby supporting that. Sunday and evening with STS9. And then Monday, For King and Country. Ooh. Also, let's do a special shout out next week, Wednesday, October 2nd. Anderson .Paak and the Free Nationals.
Rad, dude.
Hell yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That is awesome. I might think about hitting that one up for sure.
No kidding, man. That sounds super fun.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Anderson
What are
.Paak.
tickets?
Let's see. Let's bring everybody in. Check out the ticket prices. Tickets. So sometimes this Red Rocks Fan Exchange is a better place to look for tickets, but let's click on a normal ticket link first. Looks like it's not sold out. Letting everyone in on the oh wow, they actually have some assigned seating here. Let's see.
Yeah, that's weird. I wonder why they chose to do that.
Sometimes they choose to do sections like this. So it looks like GA resale, just $93.75 total. Back right, this is usually, oh wow, it's literally assigned seating down to the friggin' seat here. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. That kind of ruins it a little bit.
Yeah, right. Very interesting. This is usually my section around here, this area. Back right to middle. Wow. This is, these are getting pretty expensive, but, we'll see how it actually turns out. Usually leading up to the show, they got some non-transferables right in the front. Yeah. Okay.
Back right middle is a good position. Solid post up right there.
Yeah, back right and back center right. This is usually where I'm about. And let's see this.
Yeah, dang, 248. God, $50 in fees, man. Jeez.
I know, seriously.
Oh, they must be stopped.
So if you're ever looking around town on these AXS sales, they'll have the tickets that they're selling. If it's not sold out, you hit the get tickets button. But also sometimes when it's not sold out, you can also buy the resale tickets already, and oftentimes they're cheaper. So you'll go and click. It'll either say on Red Rock shows it says this Red Rocks fan exchange, but on other shows it'll say AXS official resale. And then oftentimes you will find the cheaper tickets than the ones that they're selling. So they'll make the AXS original tickets the first option, but just so you know, there could be cheaper tickets out there.
Nice.
So yeah, this is the final price now. It looks like people have them listed at $75, which ends up being $93.75. But yeah, it sucks that these are assigned seats. You gotta make sure you get a couple seats next to each other with your friends if you're trying to do that. So extra stuff to think about. But
Nice, man. Yeah.
that's what I got. That's me for this week.
Sick, man. I got a couple of things. I'm gonna take a hard right though. I was thinking about Field of Screams, and it kind of brought up some stuff that I've been thinking about for a couple of weeks. I was reading about Meeker, the Meeker massacre. Have you ever heard of this?
I do not think I have.
So Meeker's this town like right in the middle of national forest, pretty much. It's like between Craig, I think, and like it's Craig, Yampa, that area.
Mm-hmm.
Between Craig and Rifle. Well, this was like the Ute territory traditionally, and when they were like pushing the Utes onto the reservation in the Colorado territory, basically they're like, "Hey, you guys, guess what? You're Christians now, and guess what? You're farmers." But they were not farmers. Like they were migratory plains people, but they hunted all in there. And I've always loved the Utes because I hunt in that territory, and I can see why they were there because it's absolutely gorgeous, and there's just the biggest elk herd in the world is right there.
Wow.
Well, anyway, they got them on. They're teaching them how to be farmers, but they also see what's happening. The U.S. government's starting to chisel away at their land, and they're starting to creep in. They're getting pinched. Well, they feel a certain amount of pressure. It breaks, and I think the guy's name was John Meeker. Was the Indian agent that basically lived on the reservation and was like managing this transition from a migratory people to a farming people. Well, they killed him and 10 other people.
Oh,
10
man.
other people in the army, and then they took like 5 women hostage, and then they go up north because they heard that there was a battalion of army troops there was threats against Meeker, so that they were getting some support. They ambushed that group. They killed like 15 of those guys.
Oh, man.
And then the American army clapped back.
Yeah,
Which basically
that real quick.
yeah, totally. And which kind of expelled almost all of the Utes from Colorado, and I think their reservation is in Utah now. So this horrible event, I think let me see, it's like 24 total were killed, 44 wounded, 7 missing, presumed dead. I mean, they're dead by now already.
Yeah.
So it's like one of these like big Indian battles that happened in Colorado back in the old, dusty old West days.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about it largely because both battlegrounds are on kind of national forest.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go and look for arrowheads and stuff like that. And I've heard that there's like artifacts there, and you can find stuff from those battles. And of course, I don't think you can keep them legally. I think you have to donate them. But I think what a wild way to go spend a weekend, and kind of surveying the land where they're like fighting it out. It's crazy. Field of Screams.
Yeah, you could see. I mean, that's definitely a Field of Screams, but you could see the leaves change up there on the battlefields.
Absolutely, totally. And that was kind of the area that I was going to recommend going is kind of over there. And there's a famous Ute chief who's a peacemaker named Ure, Chief Ure, and he wasn't involved in the battle, but he did help negotiate the release of the hostages.
Hmm.
So, while, who knows the ethics of who's right and wrong in a situation like that? It's kind of murky,
Yeah,
but there was like a long history of peacekeepers in that area as well. So shout out to those guys.
very
Anyway,
cool.
I've got a couple of events. Let's dive into it. So
Nice.
the Five Fridays Money Mixed Doubles Pickleball Tournament continues. If you think you got what it takes to be pickleball champion, it costs $50 to register, and you can go fight your other pickleball people.
Nice. Moneyball. Hell yeah.
Yeah, top level
$1,000.
players are competing here, man. So I'm assuming to be like a top level pickleball player, you're probably really tall and have a really extraordinary reach, you know?
Yeah, I would think so.
So it
$1,000 in
doesn't,
cash every night.
yeah, man, $1,000. I mean, pickleball is such a fun sport, but it doesn't, like, if you got athleticism and mobility, that's not necessarily an advantage. It's not a disadvantage, but it seems like if you're a really tall guy with long arms,
Yeah,
probably cuts down a lot of angles.
pickleball is a cool sport because you don't, I mean, it helps to be nimble and agile, but also, like, there's a reason why older folks love pickleball. You don't really have to move around that much, and like a a solid, guy with not too much lateral movement can really beat down a young spry guy with some fresh knees just by having the skills already established. So
That's what I'm saying. I was always a serve and volley kind of drop shot guy.
yeah,
I want to like slice it so it just stays low. So, you can really frustrate your opponents like that. It's pickleball.
definitely, it's a cool sport.
Check that out. Also, just north, it's Estes Park Elk Fest, where we celebrate the mighty elk. Now, Estes Park, of course, is famous for having basically tame elk.
Mm.
They're kind of pets of the city and they just kind of chill, which is really cool because, you know, elk were called the ghost of the forest, because they're
Yeah,
so smart and so athletic that, like, when you're out there pursuing them, they're going to be right on the edge of your periphery because once they get wind of you or smell you, they're out, you know?
yep.
So it's really cool, like in Estes Park, because they have these gigantic bulls. I mean, big 7 bull. There was a famous one named Samson that they made a bronze statue of that was just absolutely enormous and super
Wow.
chill, so you can kind of get near it. I wouldn't get too close because you never know. You don't want to be on the business ends of those horns. But, it's just such a magnificent animal, spending so much time with them in the woods. They're just so unique, like their cousin, the deer, is like nothing like them. I mean, they're cute and they kind of bounce around the forest, but like, man, you could wrangle those with like an apple and like a pillowcase. You could
Mm-hmm.
get a deer.
Definitely. No,
It's just a
absolutely.
different animal, man. They're really incredible. So that'd be cool. And I know they're going to be up there like doing the Colorado thing, having beers and wearing elk shirts.
Yeah. Do you know you got the intel on the bugling contest?
Bugling? No.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
part.
bugling,
Oh,
bugling.
bugling.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that that'll be extraordinary too. I mean, the buddy I go hunting with, I'm a stealth hunter. I like to be quiet and be in protected and camouflage, quiet. But my buddy, man, he's like the calls.
That's what it is doing like elk calls and stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's a lot of products for the calls people. We're gonna call them in, and it works apparently. You can call them in, particularly in the rut. Like right now,
Mm-hmm.
we're getting into rut season where they're mating, and so all the bulls want to go fight the other bulls. So you can call them in a little bit better.
Sure.
But it I mean, a true elk bugle is like will like cut you to your heart. I mean, it's the most wild sound. I mean,
Right.
aside from like a lion roaring, it has to be like one of the most incredible sounds in nature.
Wow.
And then you got all these good old boys that like that. They practice that.
Yeah,
and they got a trumpet and you get this like little mouthpiece and you really got to get into it if you're going to get into it. So I'm sure that bugling contest will be
it's
pretty
probably
cool.
legit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's people that are not playing with their bugling.
No, I can
Nice.
imagine.
Cool. Elk Fest. That is this weekend, totally free. I have Movimiento series featuring Soy Celeste with the Pink Hawks. This is at D3 Arts, 3632 in Morrison Road, and they are celebrating Latin Heritage Month. And Soy Celeste is making her debut album release, which I think sounds like a good time. The Pink Hawks are amazing. They've been around for at least 15, 20 years,
Hmm.
and they're kind of like a Afro beat organ or a group, which means they can play basically anything. So
Yeah.
I'd be really interested to hear what Soy Celeste is putting together. It should be pretty cool.
Sweet.
All right. While we're talking about music, we got the Denver Barn Party featuring Chris Lane and Ray Fulcher. This is at Levitt Pavilion. It is free, and it's a barn party. So I don't
Oh
know
yeah.
exactly what that is if there's no barn, but I'm assuming there's got to be some hay and there's some cowboy boots and probably some market lights. You know, so KYGO's putting on the party. It sounds like a good time, and we love Levitt, of course, because their events are always
Sure.
free.
Yeah. Barn party. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I wish I had a barn. I'd have a party.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got Denver Oktoberfest, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday on Larimer Square, I think, or it's 21st Street in Ballpark. So, we talked about it last week. The party continues. Nothing's better than a big stein of beer. And that's the
Yes.
place to go get it. A big, malty, delicious, dark beer that's ice cold. Oh,
Yeah, I should walk over there. I can see it from here. I can see the ballpark, so I need to check that out. I think maybe go grab a beer.
yeah. Keg bowling, stein hoisting, costume contest, talent show, live music, free. Amazing.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it is also the fall plant and bulb sale. This is at the Denver Botanic Gardens. So bulbs are the best because that is our beacon that spring is finally coming.
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's a little ice. Is probably April. But then the bulbs start poking through. So those are some of my favorite. I love tulips for that reason because
Mm-hmm.
the snow is about to be gone, and it's a great time to plant them because you actually got to plant them in the fall. So you can go down to Botanic Gardens. They're doing a big sale. It says that admission is free, but reservations are required. So you can go check out that
Wow.
at Denver Botanic Gardens.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. And then the last one is Doors Open Denver, which is various sites around Denver, which is this Friday. So more than a dozen architectural offices are opening their doors to show what they're working on, and admission is free.
Cool.
Lineup requires tickets, but some of the events are free. So I thought this just looked really cool because particularly there's a architecture firm called Oz in Denver that does really cool stuff. A lot of the new construction, it's kind of mixed.
Mm-hmm.
some of it leaves the architecture to be desired, but other stuff is like really really cool. That new one they just built north of Rhino that has kind of like the organic shapes built or kind of cut out,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
got the
like a
cracked
big
down the
glass
middle.
square.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, it's cracked,
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
and I think that's just getting open. So yeah, it's got this really organic crack down the glass box intentional, and they're going to put like all kinds of hanging plants, so it'll look like Planet of the Apes when they go into the city and there's like half the buildings are like with vines on it. It's going to like look like that when it's done.
Yeah.
um so that'll be cool. And then just looking at the architects that are going to be here, the other one that stands out is Trace Birds, and these guys make absolutely stunning installations and homes and office buildings. My old podcast back in the day, I interviewed the founder of that. I think his name's Steve. Um, but his studio was so cool, man. It was exactly what you want like an architecture firm to be doing. Like they're like sketching things with
Yeah.
a pencil and like building little models and like it was so cool, and their work is just unbelievably beautiful.
Yeah, it's just
So
cool. You can click into each one and see some stuff that they, a highlight of what they made.
yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah, totally, man.
So they're just gonna
And
open up doors and let you check out what they're doing.
yeah, they're like, dude, check out our cool project, which I love that. It's like show and tell,
Yeah,
you know.
come check
I
this out.
I've got a couple of buddies are architects, and they're always creatives, but yeah, and artists. But they're like, yeah, but we want to make money. So
Yeah.
they became architects, and particularly shout out to Casey, and his dad was an architect, and now you've got CAD, you've got all these like computer programs, obviously that make it a little bit easier. Um, but all of Casey's dad, all of everything he did was hand drawn. So
Hmm.
like his office, he had like an easel with like the what's the kind of like the see-through paper, like
Yeah, tracing paper.
tracing paper. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so he would draw, like the outside of the building with people walking in the trees. Dude, I was just last time I was there, I was probably like 5, 6 years ago, and I was just having, like, hey, what are you working on? Same kind of thing. And he shows you all the tracing paper, drawing after drawing after drawing. So cool.
Yeah, it takes a special type of person that can live within that intersection of art and engineering. It's
Yeah.
like, I need to make this look cool, but also be structurally sound.
Yeah. And you have to present it at scale. So it's like, this is how it's going to look like, pretty much.
Hmm.
It's so cool. The also, the architectural, like the plans, the font, that like the font that's like all caps, and they all can write in the font.
Hmm.
That's wild to me. I think that's like the coolest font in the world. That architectural plans font.
Architectural planning font.
I wonder what that's called. Let me see.
Yeah. Can you find it?
Architectural font, hand drawn. Heidi could do that, man. She was studying interior design for a while, and she could write that. She could
Really?
write that way. Okay.
It's like a
It
standard?
does. It looks like, what's that?
It's like a standard type?
Yeah, it's a man, it's a certain kind. I don't know if there's a name for it, but like you have to be able to do it. I don't know. There's all kinds of different things claiming to be architect font, but it doesn't look like this is it.
Best fonts used in architectural documents.
Yeah, it's a very specific all caps way of writing, but I don't know.
Hmm.
But yeah, that sounds super cool, kind of a very low key, hey, this is what we're working on kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that is this Friday, 10 to 4 p.m. I wonder if they'll be working. Just some like annoying fans be like, hey guys, they told me
Yeah.
to come on down. So what's up? What are you working on?
Yeah, right. People are going to be out there getting jobs, I'm sure.
Totally.
People bringing their big, you know, tube portfolios. They're
Yeah.
getting some blueprints out.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Architecture is such a romantic job.
Yeah, it
You
is.
get the tube out and pull out the plans and put it on like the hood of your F-350. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
we need some beams over here.
Yeah. This
So
concrete
cool.
is too runny.
Yeah. Where's the concrete? We got to get that concrete in here now.
We got to start pouring.
I guess that would be more like the general
Yeah, I don't
contractor.
know if that's the architect, honestly, but they're
The
overseeing
architect,
it.
the GC is the guy who's always on speakerphone and talking into his phone at like 3 feet away and yelling everything.
Yeah.
Expect it. Nice. That's it for events, man. What was your highlight from last week?
Oh man. I went to that day show at Red Rocks, Lewis the Child, Jai
Yeah.
Wolf. It was supposed to be a day in the sun. It ended up being a day in the rain, but it only rained for a little bit. We came prepared with the rain jackets and ponchos, so we knew it was going to happen. And maybe gave us like 20, 30 minutes of rain out of the whole show. And over by 7:15, pulling out
Wow.
at Red Rocks. Yep.
Huh.
Very
Why'd they do
nice.
it that way?
They just wanted do some daytime shows. So their whole tour right now is daytime shows.
No kidding.
And it was nice. I mean, it could have been a more sunny day, better weather, but still good time to get in and out of there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Daytime show. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it was nice. It's better than a nighttime show on that day because it would have been miserable in the cold rain because it started really pouring on Saturday night.
Yeah.
That was it.
Nice, man. My highlight was just the Buffs game. God dang, was that exciting.
Really? Did you go
Yeah.
see that or?
Just I watched it on TV, but they were down 14 points and they're trying to come back, and Shador's just gets sacked, I think like 5 plays in a row, something insane. I'm just losing my mind. I'm going crazy. I'm like, dude, this is insane. And they end up tying the game with a Hail Mary.
Wow.
It's like 4th and 3, and they just bomb it to the end zone. Dude makes a miraculous catch.
Wow.
Bang. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was in overtime. So they battled back. They go no, I think I'm wrong. Hail Mary gets them to overtime. Then they have kind of that like play for play. So
Mm-hmm.
each team gets a series. So the Buffs go down and score a touchdown. Like, dang, sweet. So all they have to do is stop. Who are they playing? Baylor. All they got to do is stop Baylor. And Baylor gets it all the way down to the 1 yard line. And they're running the ball, and the guy's right at the goal line, and Travis Hunter comes flying. I mean, on the goal line and knocks the ball out. It fumbles out of bounds. Buffs win.
Wow.
Come back from 14 points and then win in OT. It was so exciting, man.
Those are great games to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. Not these boring games.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter is one of these guys who was like so much hype around this guy. And he's got the magic touch. He actually shows up and does the thing. Game's on the line. He causes a fumble, and it's like it's 1 inch. If the guy would have gone 1 inch further, touchdown. But boom, knocks the ball out. Buffs win. It's so fun.
Nice.
So fun.
Hell yeah. It's awesome.
Cool. Let's talk about the feature, man. So fall foliage. Do you have some favorite spots?
Yeah. I was gonna highlight, a further trip and then a shorter, quick trip. Obviously Aspen's a place to go if you want to see those aspen trees change colors, and right now is exactly the time to go. It might even be getting too late soon because fall's already been happening for a couple weeks up in the mountains. There's been some snow already. Those trees are changing a lot faster than the ones down here. But head on over to Aspen, maybe do a big hike, big Maroon Bells hike, or just something small. Hike through the town in Aspen, look up at the ski slopes. You're gonna get some good views there. That's like a big day or like an overnight trip. But then if you want to do something quick day trip, I would recommend the St. Mary's Glacier. So that's where you can get a nice quick hike. I think less than a mile there and back. You get up to a nice glacier, the glacial lake up there, and you just get an amazing view of the valley and the surrounding area, and you can see all the trees in that area. I think that those trees will be a little bit behind the aspen trees, so I think you still got some time to get up there and take advantage of those ones. And that's one that you could do after work one day before the sun goes down this time of year. Like, the sun's going down around 7:30. You could get up there leaving at 5 and do the hike, complete it, get a little sunset view of those trees. But yeah, those are my two recommendations. I need to get up into the mountains this year because the past couple years I haven't gone up to see the leaves, but obviously I always enjoy the changing of the leaves down here. And I mean, looking out right now, we're still predominantly green out there. I can see for a while here, and the best is yet to come for the Denver leaves. So we got time to take advantage of that. But the mountains, the time is now.
Yeah, man. I might actually take you up on that. St. Mary's Glacier would be perfect because Odeta's got game Saturday morning. So
Mm,
it's like after the game at noon, it's not too late. You just head up,
no,
go
you
hit
don't.
that hike.
You need maybe 40 minutes to get there, and then not even an hour to do the hike. I would say definitely less than 2 hours if you want to take your time.
Totally. Stop at Smoking Yards and
Ooh, yeah.
Idaho Springs on the way back. That's a nice little day.
Oh, they got one up there. Dang.
Yeah. The OG Smoking Yards is in Idaho Springs, right on the river. It's great.
Oh, that's good to know. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice. Where are you
Nice,
thinking?
man. So I just kind of skipped on anything close. I mean, you could go anywhere. You could go 285 or I-70 and, get stuck in traffic. So
Mm-hmm.
my recommendation is go anywhere close. You'll be fine. Just go during on the weekday.
Yeah.
Um, but I put together my three favorite passes. You mentioned Aspen, which so Independence Pass on the way to Aspen is just like, I mean, what do they call it, the $1 million highway?
Yeah. It's
It's
crazy.
amazing. It's amazing. But then the other two are Gore's Pass and Dunkley Pass. And I
Hmm.
picked those because I have seen so much wildlife. Gore's Pass is usually this time of year, the ranchers are probably pulling all the cattle off the pass. So you don't have to worry about cows. But typically driving up there, like you got to be pretty careful, especially at night, because all those big Angus cows, the free range mountain cows, I don't know how you could get a hold of that beef. It's got to be the most delicious. They're up at like 8,000 feet all summer, just grazing on grasses. God
How do
dang.
you spell this pass?
Gore. And Gore. I gotta do a little research on Gore because everything is Gore in Colorado. This dude must have just come through first and was like, that's my pass, that's my river,
Mm.
that's my basin. Gore is everything.
Yeah, so I'm
Um,
getting it up here on the visuals. Looks like it's up a little more north. Is this near? Oh, it's
yeah,
between, it's between Summit County and Steamboat. Looks like it's off that make that left after Kremling instead of going right over the pass up that way. Cool.
yeah, yeah. And it's like it's just packed with it's very wild up there. So, I've seen like 20 turkeys. I've seen bears. I've seen tons of elk. There's always a rogue sheep wandering around. And again, I think like the shepherds and the ranchers have pulled the livestock up there. There still
Oh,
might be a couple of sheep. If you're up there and you see sheep, do not go near the sheep at all.
yeah.
Stay away from the sheep because they have the Pyrenees protect the sheep,
Hmm.
and those dogs will kill you.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very sweet breed unless they're guarding sheep, and then you're in big trouble because they're there and they protect them from bears and stuff. So yeah, don't uh, avoid the sheep. But Gore's Pass is amazing. Now, if you go all the way down Gore's Pass, keep going up through Yampa, and then take a hard left at the first dirt road outside of Yampa, you're getting into the national forest. And if you follow that road, keep going, you come to Dunkley Pass. And this is the spot, the summer hunting grounds for the Ute traditionally, which is where I go. And right at the top of Dunkley Pass is the most incredible overlook you'll ever see. Just this, there's a big mountain valley that kind of spreads out before you, and then across the valley are these big tabletops where they have these big open pastures and stuff. So it's not uncommon to see hundreds of elk kind of roaming all through this valley, and it's classic mixed timber of Colorado. So there's like dark forest and there's aspen trees, and there's the Chinese wall that's up there, like this really cool pyramid peak. So it's like it is a postcard of what Colorado looks like in the woods.
Yeah.
And that time of year, absolutely perfect.
Looks super remote up there.
Yeah. And same thing with Dunkley. Now there's all kinds of like little lakes and stuff, and you can go camping all over the place up in there. Definitely worth it for like a maybe not a day trip, but if you went up, spent the night, hiked around, and came home in the evening, it's not too far of a drive, about 3.5 hours. Um,
Nice.
but
Here we go.
It's a
Michael
magical spot.
Carmichael, October 2021. This is the view. Dunkley Pass. Looks like you still got some time into October to get those leaves changing at Dunkley. But wow, this that one road that you're talking about looks crazy how far it goes, and it's the only road for a while. Takes you through
Yeah.
Dunkley, through Buford,
Yep. Buford.
Buford,
Yeah.
and then
The
to Meeker.
yeah, and Taponis. I've always liked the name of that town. Taponis.
Taponis.
But Dunkley's awesome. Other thing to remember, folks, if you're up there hiking around it, most of these lands will be hunted this time of year. So
Hmm.
wear orange, like wear an orange hat or something. It's like it's archery and black powder season. So chances of getting hit by somebody with a bow and arrow is pretty low. But I have seen some very old hunters that can't really see that well. So
Yeah, they just see something moving and they're shooting.
whatever you do, don't put like antlers anywhere on you. And,
Hmm.
yeah, that's it, man. Got anything else, Tom? Before we get out of here?
That's it from me. I think it's a good episode, and excited to see some colors. I'm gonna get up to the mountains this year for sure.
Yeah, doubt. Next week we'll have Troy back. So we really miss Troy. You know,
Yeah,
I
we did.
it's important to have the Denver perspective from LA, you know.
It is, and you guys need it for the football season chat. Can't have
That's right.
week 3 or week 4 going off without a little debate.
Exactly. We gotta I can't trash the Raiders to anybody else because it doesn't hurt as much. But the Raiders did have a tough week. So
That's true.
nice.
Alrighty.
All right, Tom. Well, have a great day, man.
Yes, you as well. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you, dear listeners. Have a wonderful day yourselves. Take care, everybody.
See.